Welcome to Money Confidence. I'm Crystal Oculi, the Chief Financial Strategist here at Confidence Wealth. And every week I try to bring a topic that you can learn from. So this week has been all about talking about trusts and making sure everything is set up the right way. And sometimes there are times that someone says, maybe, I don't feel like doing a trust, or I just don't think it's right for me. Now, it's a choice that you can have. I have lots of webinars that you can go to on our site, and there's multiple trust webinars that you can listen to, so you can see why that could be very important for your family. But if you do not have a trust in place, I want to give you some good tips to make sure at least some things are taken care of, so you don't end up in a situation where you look back regretting, why was this not set up? Or your family looks back saying, why was this not set up? So the very first thing you want to do is make sure that on all your accounts, and when I say all your accounts, I mean all of them, bank account, brokerage account, your 401k, pension plans, all of that you have updated beneficiary. Don't just name a primary. Maybe you have a spouse or a partner that's your primary, but also name contingent. Whether you have kids or not, you must have a contingent. You don't want this money to go through probate if you don't have that listed. So whether it's your kids, your niece and nephew, your friends, whatever, maybe charity, make sure you have a contingent listed. Now that's the easy part. Then it comes to your properties. Now, not all states, but there is definitely quite a few states that allow a transfer on death deed. So you can call your title company and make sure that's done. I'm not talking about making anyone your joint owner, because you don't want to do that. It's not good for the tax purposes in the future and what you pass on and the cost basis. What that means is, let's say you have a property that's you bought at 500,000. And now the property is going to be worth $1.5 million when you're passed on. If you have a beneficiary listed, the step up, meaning their new cost basis, becomes $1.5 million. So if they sold the house right there, right then, there's no tax consequences. But if they were joint owner, then they would get half of that at step up, but the other half, it was under their name, so they still have to pay the taxes on if they sold the house. So again, that's why I want to make sure that you don't accidentally make anyone a joint owner. So what you want to do is call the title company, first find out in your state if that's allowed, and then call the title company and ask for a transfer on death deed. So you have your beneficiaries listed. Now you got, at least these properties out of the way. Have a will in place that you can definitely write more details. Have a video for the family. I think that's important. Have somewhere organized where everything is listed, your passwords, all your accounts, and all of that. So it makes it easier for your family members. And then also making sure that if you don't have a trust in place, that now that everything that maybe is passed on, taken care of, but you want to make sure, when you're alive, things are taken care of as well. What that means is, let's say you're married. Well, if something happens to you and you don't have financial power attorney on each other, then you can't access each other's account. Let's say your 401ks, if one of you is incapacitated and the other one needs to pay the bills and help with, getting stuff done in that particular account. So make sure you have financial power attorney on each other, health directive, and all of that. These things are really important. One of the reasons why a lot of times a trust comes into play makes it easy, because that has all those documents in place and gets you organized, so you don't have to worry about going and getting all these other detailed documents done and filing it and making sure you have it on file. But if you don't have a trust in place, that's why you want to make sure that at the very least, you take care of some of the basics. That's it at this end. If you have any other questions for me, please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, this was just very basic, simple advice, but I do suggest you listen to our trust webinars and see and understand why having a trust in place could be something that's beneficial for you and your family. Until next week.